the Devastation Evoker, a brand new addition in Dragonflight. The Dev Evoker was created to channel the magic of all 5 Dragonflights, and unlike anything else we've seen before, they swap between a fiercely dragon form and a human-like form with some serious sparkle. And speaking of sparkle, nobody gets more options in character creation than the Evoker. You can pick every color of the rainbow, every shade of Dragonflight, or something entirely your own, and then multiply that by 2 when you customize your dragon, picking armor, color, spikes, you name it, and one for your human form. It's the most inclusive, customizable class Blizzard has ever made. Evokers are casters, similar to mages, but there's so much more than that. While other races and classes are interchangeable, the Dev can only be Evokers, which means their form and their fighting are intertwined. They can bat their wings to knock enemies away or swipe their tails to fling them into the air. And don't be fooled by all these colors. When going into combat, you will fight in your default true form, the lizard-shaped fire-breathing dragon. And by taking a deep breath, flies over the battlefield spewing molten cinders. You can even pick up your ally with your claws and drop them out of harm's way. And then you have your most impressive ability, Soar, which allows you to launch yourself into the sky and fly to distant locations. No need for a mount, just pure dragon flying in your pure dragon form. Okay, let's talk about these tier set bonuses and how they will define the Evoker spec. They have some visual impact and it may change the way your spec feels in the next patch. In Season 3, Evokers are getting some cool changes, so let's dive in. What's especially cool this time around is that your tier set changes depending on which hero talent tree you're using. So not only are you getting powerful bonuses, you're also getting variety, enhancing the playstyle of your hero talent tree. And you pick the playstyle that fits you the best. Flame Shaper tier set. So when you're in your Flame Shaper hero talent tree, you will get the following tier set bonus. 2 set, Engulfs increases your damage and healing over time by a big amount. And it increases your chance to gain Essence Burns by 50% for 12 seconds, stacking up by 2 times. Essence Burst basically increases your chance to make your next Disintegrate or Pyro cost no essence. 4 set bonus. Now when you consume your Essence Burst during in a flame, you fire an essence bomb at your target, dealing a huge amount of damage to all targets, but reduce damage to targets above 5. Skill Commander. This one is for when you are in your Skill Commander hero talent tree. 2 set bonus. While flying during deep breath and for 10 seconds after, you command a squadron of 2 Dragfear, who will attack your targets with Disintegrate and Pyro. So deep breath is when you take your deep breath and fly into the target's location, spewing molten cinders, dealing massive volcano damage to all your targets and your enemies in your path. And basically while doing so, you command a squadron of 2 Dragfear, who will attack the targets with Disintegrate and Pyro. Your 4 set bonus. While this squadron is active, your mass Disintegrate strikes up to 2 additional targets. In addition, your squadron assists you for an extra 5 seconds. For Devastation Evokers, Skill Commander is looking really good right now. It's doing really good damage on the PTR, and I expect it to still be performing when it goes live in August. So yeah, these tier set bonuses don't just give you a flat out damage increase, they give some extra flair to your build. They don't change your rotation, but seeing your damage numbers increase with all that cool shit happening on your screen is going to be massive. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for the Evokers in next season. Performance. In Season 2, they have been above average, doing really good in the middle of the pack, as well as in raids as in Mythic Plus. In terms of builds, the Devastation Evoker is highly optimized for Mythic Plus runs. Overall, they are considered to be a strong and versatile spec for Mythic Plus dungeons. With a focus on burst damage, utility and survivability. The combination of optimal stats, talents and gear makes it a top choice for competitive runs. And from what I've seen on the PTR testing, with the new tier set bonus, they are looking to be really competitive in Season 3. The Devastation is a highly mobile range DPS with a couple unique aspects. Firstly, you are limited to a 25-yard range, but this rarely becomes an issue due to having the ability to move while casting with the ability Hover. Secondly, Evokers have access to the new and unique spell type, Empowered Spells. These can be channeled for an additional period of time before releasing in order to alter what they do. The playstyle is very fluid, and you will always be casting something that interacts with your next cast. Casting blue spells with Charge Blast Talented, it will increase the damage of your next Pyro. Casting Empowered spells during Dragon Rage, Animosity Talented, it will extend the duration of Dragon Rage, which is your 2-minute cooldown. That increases your Essence Burst for 18 seconds by 100%. As you can see, there is a good amount of depth in your combat rotation, from just a few of these interactions that I mentioned, making this a more involved and interesting DPS specialization to play. For those of you who are just getting started on your Evoker journey, you have options to make your playstyle a lot easier, to soar yourself gently into its dynamic playstyle. So, should you play an Evoker? Well, here's the thing, I wasn't hyped for it either. Made one during Dragonflight's pre-patch, slapped on some dumb dragon-like meme name, and to be honest, I didn't get very far. But for the sake of this video, I had to dive in, and here's what I found out. The class did surprise me, big time. What I assumed would be a gimmick, those empowered spells, turned out to be a fun and satisfying mechanic. And if you're worried it might be too simple, don't. You can play it in simple mode and do just fine. But there's a ton of depth waiting once you start pulling off cool setups and amazing combos. Devastation does have a huge skill ceiling. A well-played Evoker stands out by miles compared to a casual one. So should you play an Evoker? If you enjoy high mobility classes with flashy impactful spells, flexible playstyles, and room to flex your skills, yes, absolutely. If you're looking for a no-nonsense old-school simple caster, maybe not. But if you're even a little curious, fire one up. Trust me, it's worth it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this range class summary, I've got some good news. I've got more coming your way. I'll be covering every range spec before the launch of Season 3, and hopefully, it'll help you decide what to main. Remember, it's not all about good numbers, it's also about good fun. So good luck out there in Season 3, may your crits be huge, and your raid wipes be someone else's fault. Catch you in the next one. Brink's out.